Good morning, commuters. I just saw Bambi and her mother. Oh my gosh, that was the cutest little deer I've ever seen. It was just running around. The little baby deer, little Bambi, was just running around, and the mom deer is a doe, a female deer, was like trying to like keep up with her and like be like, "Hey, what are you doing, kid?" That was insane. That was awesome. I didn't kill either one of them, just to make things clear here. Good morning, commuters. 82,935 miles on the Ford Escape. Oh, it's a beautiful Friday. I left work a little late. The check didn't clear. I had to make sure that check cleared before I headed off to work this morning. Just kidding. Boy, it is a beautiful day today. Holy cow. Nice and crisp. Punch it, let's go. It's Friday, the weekend's almost here. Oh boy. So, how you guys doing this morning? Oh, it's good to see you. I got a long sleeve shirt on today, black. So, we've been watching this television show. I don't know how old it is, but it's on Amazon, and it's called Storm Chasers or Tornado Chasers. I don't know, one of those two. But the main character, this guy, this is our favorite show right now. We can't get enough of it. Storm Chasers with Reed Timmers. This guy, you gotta check, at least just watch like one episode. This is just like, this guy is a freaking character. Like, this guy's got some nuts and bolts loose up in his head. It is the dumbest, best show you'll ever see. And I'm actually surprised at some of the tornadoes they actually encounter. But they got all these people involved. And I guess they crowdfunded this documentary or this TV series, because it's filmed like a documentary. They just got a film crew that follows them around trying to catch tornadoes. It is absolutely ridiculous. This guy, Reed Timmers, this guy, he's on the spectrum somewhere, I swear. Like, he is just scatterbrained all over the place. He's a complete caffeine addict, you can tell. And what they do is they storm chase. But this guy's just like, all the time, he's like level 10, just freaking out. They're actually in collaboration with the local news station. So they actually, all right, we got a couple ambulances. We got some activity here, hold on. Oh, okay, couple cops, what's going on here? Holy fuck, there's a car upside down? How the hell does that happen? Did I just swear? Did I just drop an F-bomb? Oh my god. How does that happen? There's a car upside down. I don't see any tracks. Holy crap. Wow. There's something you don't see every day. That car was upside down. Not even in the ditch, like over the ditch, on top of it by a power pole. How the heck does that happen? Dude, I bet the guy was drunk or something. He was real thirsty yesterday on a Thursday. Holy crap. Anyway, that was interesting. Hey, you never know what you'll see on the Malone's Commute podcast. You know, people are dead, sprawled out upside down in the car. Wow. Hope the guy's all right. He'll shake it off. Wait, walk it off, son. Wow, okay. Didn't expect that. So yeah, this guy, Reed Timmers. That sun is really bright today, huh? Maybe if I did this. Okay, not really. Anyway, where was it? Oh yeah, so tornado chasers. This guy's insane, and it's so bad it's so good. You know, it's so bad of a show, it's good, right? And so this guy is single. He lives in this subdivision, and it's an HOA subdivision, and the homeowners association representatives are like trying to sue him because every day or every time they shoot this damn show, they got like 3, 4, 5, sometimes like 10 vehicles parked all over in his house, like near his house, like in the street, in the driveway. They have these huge, they call them the Dominators, and they took like some Chevy trucks, like a Suburban or like a Chevy Suburban of some sort, and they put this like huge metal shell over the entire truck. And these things are absolutely ridiculous looking. It looks like some sort of a truck you would use to like look for like IEDs in Afghanistan or something. It's just like an armored out truck. And the idea behind it is what the shell can do is the shell will lower down. So you drive into a freaking tornado, you lower it, and then that way you don't get any suction and it won't suck you up off the ground. It is the dumbest thing. And they got 3 of them. They have Dominator 1, Dominator 2, and Dominator 3. And they just park them in the driveway. They park them on the street. They don't fit in the garage. And I guess the guy's getting sued from the homeowners association because he's breaking all the rules. I guess they probably got a bunch of crazy rules, but they're being obnoxious. This guy's house is a complete mess. I mean, he lives in a nice subdivision, and they film inside a little bit because the guy like cannot wake up in the morning. Like he doesn't wake up. He's like got his boxers half on. He's like, and he's like downing 5-hour energy drinks, and then he chases it with like a liter of Coca-Cola, and like off he goes. And it's just like the most ridiculous, cringy freaking show I've ever seen, and I'm totally hooked on it. And he's just like, if you've seen any Storm Chaser stuff, it kind of follows the same type of format where there's a driver, and then the main character sits in the passenger seat, and he's got his laptop, right? And he's checking out the radar, checking the storms. He's like, "I see some rotation." And then the film crew usually would be like right behind the driver, so they can get the angle to the main character, Reed Timmers, and then there's a bunch of other people. But yeah, they're driving around and be like, "Oh, looks like we got a tornado watch up down south. We're gonna go get it," you know. And they try to drive right into a freaking tornado, and it's just, this guy is completely ADD, completely schizophrenic. He's just, dude, this guy is like, and somehow he was able to collaborate with the local news station. So as they're out storm chasing, because it's in Oklahoma, so Oklahoma is like super prime for tornado. Like that's where all the tornadoes usually happen. And I know some of y'all from other parts of the world, you don't experience tornadoes, but it's kind of a big thing in it can be a big thing in like the Midwest, kind of where I live, in Oklahoma and stuff like that. It's just kind of the way the jet streams are, and the way the cool and the hot air combine, just for whatever reason, just more apt to get tornadoes in our area. But so they're looking for him, and he's in collaboration with the news station. So he's always like, when they're chasing storms, he's got his phone up to his ear because he's listening in to the news station, and they could go to him for a live report at any time that they want, you know? Because usually when there's crazy breakout tornadoes and weather events, like usually the news stations are just live all the time. They're checking in with stuff, and you know, they just do updates, and it's always like an active thing back. We are continuing to watch this storm roll in to north central Oklahoma. This has got the potential for some major tornadic activity. And so they'd be like, we're going to go to Reed Timmer with an update. He's on the ground in the Dominator 3. He's like, yeah, we see something. It's got some upward rotation. We're going to get a funnel on the ground. We got a funnel on the ground. Like, get the safety. And he's just like freaking out, man. This guy, obviously these guys are like adrenaline junkies. And he's just the craziest freaking guy. Like, he'll be like, stop. He's just yelling constantly. He's like, funnel on the ground. It's like, dude, what are you trying to do here? And like, I think their whole thing is just adrenaline. And like, they just want to drive into a freaking tornado and just set the Dominator down. He's like, we're going to intercept. And supposedly they're trying to get science done. Like, they have like these drones and stuff. They tried to use a drone, but it was too heavy because they added a bunch of stuff to it. Like, and that didn't work. So like, we're just going to drive right into it. And like, they're trying to get data from it, but they never really have time or I don't see any of this data that they're supposed to be collecting. They're just trying to drive into the damn tornado. So I do not understand what's happening. I've never seen them actually like print out some data or see the data on the computer and be like, oh, look at this. This has never been measured before. It's like the Dorothy thing from the movie Twister, and they always reference the movie Twister. Like, they've all seen it like a million times, and they probably have a thing for Helen Hunt, It's just like, and they have this cannon that they can shoot like a sensor into the tornado. I've never seen them use it successfully. It is the dumbest thing. So, and he's just yelling and screaming. There's no like coordination. It's just chaotic. And people, the drivers are freaked out. And they do, tell you the truth though, because we've watched other like tornado, like there's another show, Tornado, I think it's called Tornado Watchers. This one's called Storm Watchers. I don't remember. They're all the same. And that one, they don't find very good tornadoes. They kind of stay away from them because their thing would be like they just take pictures and video of it, and then they sell the pictures and video to news stations. But Reed Timmer, man, he wants to drive inside of a tornado, and they see some pretty big ones. It's pretty amazing. And one time they got pretty close. But as the tornado's going, they'll see it, and the tornado will be like ripping limbs. It'll just like rip limbs and branches off of trees, and it'll take them vertical. And I gotta get in this lane. But they always over-exaggerate everything. Like, they're not like true scientists. Like, these guys are so like, they exaggerate everything. So when you see like a couple of branches and like tree limbs like being lifted up, they're like, it's uprooting entire trees at the moment. That tree's going 200 miles an hour. I'm just like, what? I can see it. It's not true. I was like, oh my gosh. And then he's like doing the news thing, and he's telling people back, it's uprooting trees. So it's like fake news, man. Because I can see the damn video. We're watching it live, or well, at the time. And it's just like, these tornado chasers are always like willing to say that it's much worse than it actually is. And they got like really close to a tornado once, and they're like, we're intercepting in the Dominator 3 right now. Never been done before. This has got to be an F4. And then like later they're like, yeah, that was an F2. Looked like an F2. Because I did learn what the scaling means. The F meter, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. And it's based on damage done to a house. So like, I may get this wrong, but like an F1 will like peel some shingles off your house. An F2 will take some of the plywood off the house, like remove parts of the roof. And F3 will completely take the roof off and cause some damage to the walls. An F4 will like flatten a house, but leave like a huge pile of debris. And then an F5, you didn't even know that there was a house even there, right? Just completely, just nothing there. And it's a different scaling, I guess they got that figured out. But yeah, so they're always over exaggerating. But a couple times, the one episode we watched yesterday, this tornado came through it's Moore, Moore, Oklahoma, and they get bad tornadoes, I guess. They got a history of really bad tornadoes. And there was an F4, ended up being an F4. And the funny thing is, they were like an hour or so in the opposite direction. They weren't even close because there were so many tornadoes going on in that day. And they went and chased one storm system, and then this other tornado happened. It's like, well, you can't really blame them. I mean, it's hard to say where a tornado is gonna happen. You just kind of base it on, the radar and stuff. But so anyway, they weren't there, but they showed a bunch of footage from people that were there, and this thing was a mile-wide tornado, an F4, and it ripped through this entire subdivision. And they went there later, and it just looks like a freaking war zone. I could not believe how much destruction. They got some really good footage of it, and it just ripped through this whole, everything was just gone. Everything was flattened, and you could see like where the tornado went. They had helicopter footage of it, and people on the ground footage of it. You just see where the path of the tornado went through, and everything is just completely leveled. It's absolutely insane. There was a school that got taken out. There were multiple fatalities. They didn't say how many people died, but I can't imagine. And a lot of these places, I guess, don't even have they don't have storm shelters, or I think that was the school. Like, schools don't have like a good storm shelter, like a basement or a cellar. They just have like a reinforced like bathroom that usually everyone will go into, or whatever, but man, I cannot believe some of the destruction. But so there is a payoff where they actually do see tornadoes and they get pretty good footage of it, but they're just freaking out most of the time. I would hate to be the driver, because he's like yelling at the driver, like, go up a little bit. And then one time we were laughing yesterday. He's like, stop, slow down slightly. Wait, what? What do you want me to do? But the guy's absolutely insane, man. And one time he just because he's all scatterbrained, and he's just freaking out all the time, and he's jumping around, getting in and out, and he's like, look. He's like, we got upward rotation here. And then he lost his phone, because he was probably sitting on his lap, and he just gets out. And so the one day they had to go get a phone, and it's just so dumb, this guy. And then they have actually one of the news guys with them, and they're all just super geeking out, they're getting literal erections on the show because of the tornadoes and the tornado action. It is weird to see. And then some of his crowdfunder people, let's say you some of the guys that donated a bunch of money, they actually get to come along with him and be part of the show. And those guys are even more just totally in love with these tornadoes. It's dude, it's it's kind of weird. But they're always Reed Timmers. He's single. He's an older gentleman. He's got to be 40 something, right? And he's like, yeah, I was talking to this girl on trying to meet up with this girl I met online. He's like, but I got a storm chase this weekend. He's like, I'm married to tornadoes. It's dude. But you guys got to check this out. It's on Amazon. One time they went, there was a tornado, they chased it, and then they found out that it went through some a little area where there was some houses in it, and there was a couple of farms. And so they try to help people, they're like, hey, is there anybody home? Is there anybody here? And they're just running around, walking over live power lines, and there's some barbed wire. They just walk over, and they're just it's not very bright what they're doing most of the time. They're not trained first responders, but I can understand you want to try to help people. But and so there's this cow laying down in a field, and there's a fence on it, and Reed Timmer's like, oh God, the cow, whose cow is this? And he's like, does anybody have a gun? We got to put this cow out of its misery. Does anybody have a gun? We got to shoot this cow. And then they find out the cow is fine, and they just I think they help with they lift the fence up a little bit, and the cow gets up and walks off. Reed Timmer's is about to kill the damn cow. Although based on the last podcast, you probably think that'd be okay. Oh my God. But yeah, it's the wildest show, man. I just love how bad it is and how weird and crazy the main character is. But this is their thing, you know? And they chase storms. Like, I don't know, man. Would you guys have the balls enough to drive up to a tornado and like try to literally just like drive up to it and just park your car like underneath the tornado? But they do get some really good footage of some tornado action that I've never seen before. Like, you get a better understanding of like how a tornado can form, like what it kind of looks like. Because say what you will about Reed Timmers, and I've said a lot. I'm not bashing on the guy. I'm just saying he's crazy, and he'll probably admit it. But he does kind of know his stuff when it comes to like tornadoes and like what the conditions, like these conditions are ripe for a tornado. Like, they'll get out and they'll look. He's like, we got a hell of a wall cloud. Look at the upward rotation. And he's like, look at those northerlies. There's something about northernlies, but he's like, it's crazy because they'll be kind of close to it, and all the air is just being sucked into this one particular area where the storm is forming. And now you can tell, like, it's just sucking wind up, and you'll start seeing rotation, and it starts out really slow. Like, it's crazy how it all comes together, where it's just like really low clouds, and they're just kind of moving. I mean, it's a big area. I mean, I'm sure it's going fast, but since it's just a huge area, it's kind of hard to tell how fast it's going. But then all of a sudden it goes here, and all of a sudden a cone forms, and then it just starts, man. It's just crazy how it all comes together at the end, and then complete destruction, and people are dying. And they call it R&D. It's like, look out, we're gonna get in the path of the R&D. I'm like, what the hell is R&D? These guys got their own freaking lingo. Well, it's rain and debris. So if you're on the wrong side of a storm, you got to know where to be, because they got to film all this. They're outside looking. You don't want it to be pouring down rain on top of you when you're filming it or taking pictures. So you have to know where to be in relation to the storm and how it's bringing air into it and where it's heading and where you can be, you know, to be there to where you're not in the way of the R&D, the rain and the debris, I guess. So that, you know, you pick up on little things like that in amongst all the yelling and screaming and chaotic, sporadic, you know, just chaos that's happening during the show. But yeah, they definitely overinflate stuff. But some of the tornadoes they did see is like, damn, like you were that close to that tornado. That's insane, dude. But yeah, so that was kind of crazy. Oh man, this is about tornadoes. Have you ever seen a tornado? I don't think I've ever seen a tornado. I've been like very close. Like, I've been in a tornado warning area where, like, dang, it looks really bad outside. Like, there was a tornado spotted, like, north of town or whatever, you know, but I don't think I've ever, yeah, I think I would remember if I've ever seen a tornado. But yeah, I've never seen an actual tornado. I've been definitely spent time in a basement after a tornado warning has been issued by the National Weather Service. And you don't take those, don't take it lightly. Usually when me and Samantha were talking about, usually when it's crazy weather out, it's funny because like people will go outside and look around, and like the like when the tornado siren goes off, people will usually go outside first to look instead of going to their basement, which is the entire reason for the tornado siren. God dang, that sun is like super bright, huh? Sorry about that. So it's kind of funny, like humans are so dumb like that. Like you tell them to do one thing and they do like literally the exact opposite. You need to go in your basement. Hold on, I gotta get a good look at this thing. Let me see a tornado warning. I'll be the judge of that. Let me take a look here. Like, I don't see nothing. Like, is that a train? Do I hear a train? Oh, my house is gone. I'm 100 feet in the air. Whoops. Like, that's literally that's just how humans operate, man. I gotta see this thing for myself. If I didn't see it with my own two eyes, it never happened. I'm gonna stand my ground. It's like those people from when Mount St. Helens went off, and they knew Mount St. Helens was gonna blow up. It's a volcano out in the west United States. They knew Mount St. Helens was gonna blow up, right? And they're telling everybody, freaking get out of here, dude. You're in the path of the destruction here when this thing goes off. People are like, I hold my ground. Like, I lived here 30 years, think I'm gonna leave now? Just from a little heated up mountain? Like, I'm standing my ground. And it's like, okay, dude, well, we're not gonna come save your ass. And he's like, well, you're dead now, so I hope you, it's just so stupid, man. Like, these people, like, first of all, they're not going to issue an evacuation unless it's legit, because the logistics nightmare that follows an evacuation, a mandatory evacuation, you think they want to use all their resources on trying to get the logistics involved of getting people out? It's like they don't want to have to deal with that, so they're not going to issue an evacuation unless it's super serious, so don't take it lightly. It's just like, I gotta hold my ground. Like, I'll be all right here. Dang it, this sun, man. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, it's just crazy, man. So the weekend's here. This is the weekend of my 1 year anniversary being married to Samantha. What a beautiful young lady she is. Oh my gosh, I'm such a lucky guy. Blessed, I am blessed. And we don't know what we're gonna do. I may have to work tomorrow. I said I would try to stream tomorrow, but that won't happen. Try to stream today. Yesterday I worked late and I never got around to fixing the rim on my Fanatic rim. So if I do stream today, I'll just use that Thrustmaster rim that's working fine. So if you don't know, I got some wires that are inside the rim itself, the Fanatic rim that I converted over to use for the direct drive base. And some of the wires must be touching or shorting out, or I may need a ground wire, so I got to fix that. So, but anyway, I got that extra Thrustmaster rim. It's not the best. I don't really particularly like it, but it'll work. It's fine. Maybe it's a much smaller, narrower wheel, so maybe I'll use it for maybe I'll race some F3 or something with a smaller rim, so it doesn't make me feel so weird when I'm driving it. Like when I use that rim for Mazda or NASCAR or really anything, it just seems weird. Like I used it for that last video with the Corvette. It just feels like I'm in a big old American muscle car, a big Corvette, and I got this little rim. I'm like, but so it just feels weird. It depends on what car you're driving, which just goes to show the kind of immersion you can get with iRacing. But yeah, Tornado Watchers, man. Let me know if you guys have seen this guy, Reed Timmers. His name just sounds like his mom had a bout of Tourette's when she named her son. I guess you don't name them their last name, but duh, I'm an idiot. Reed Timmers. It's like a South Park character, literally. But yeah, let me know if you guys seen that show. If you haven't, check it out. Just watch one random episode. I mean, it goes in order. I mean, I wouldn't say there's an arc to it, but you just follow them along, So check it out, guys. The Dominator. Those things are such a piece of crap. The thing leaks, I guess. It's so stupid. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching the podcast. If you like the podcast, give it a like. Smash that like button, bro. Smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you guys got any topics. This one was just kind of random. We watched the show we've been watching it here and there, off and on. It's just become one one of those things like, we watching our show tonight, Samantha? Yeah. Okay, sweet. What's Reed doing today? God, this guy's nuts. So yeah, let me know if you guys have seen it. And yeah, I hope you guys, I guess this would be the last podcast until Monday, I guess, unless I work tomorrow. So you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to try to have a good weekend. It's our anniversary weekend. So I try to do something special for Samantha. Take her out someplace nice, you know. Maybe I'll let her order, instead of just water, maybe we'll get you water with a lemon tonight, Samantha. Ooh. See, I'm pretty, it's a pleasure to be married to me, You get special things, you get special treatment, maybe maybe I'll let you order an appetizer, we'll have to share it though. So, yeah, 1 year, man, that's crazy. It feels like 10 years. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's gone by pretty quick. We've been having a great time. Couldn't ask for anything better, man. I'm so blessed. So, shout out to Samantha. I love you, baby. Happy anniversary. And we'll see you guys Monday. And hopefully I'll be able to stream tonight, for a couple of races. So hopefully we'll see you over on the Twitch arenas. And yeah, so God bless and Godspeed. Have a great day. Be safe out there. Goodbye. I love you.